Welcome to another episode of Learn English Easy and Fast, the podcast that helps you build confidence in speaking English with simple, actionable tips. I'm Alex, and I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Sarah.
Welcome to another episode of Learn English Easy and Fast, the podcast that helps you build confidence in speaking English with simple, actionable tips. I'm Alex, and I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Sarah.
Why is speaking English difficult for many learners? Before we jump into tips, let's talk about why many learners find speaking the hardest part of learning English.
Yes. One big reason is fear of making mistakes. Many learners worry about being judged or not sounding perfect.
That's so true. But making mistakes is actually the fastest way to learn. Every mistake is a step toward fluency.
Another reason is lack of practice. If you spend all your time reading and writing in English, but never speak it, your speaking skills won't improve as quickly.
And sometimes, learners think they need a big vocabulary to start speaking. But in reality, you can communicate a lot with just a few basic words.
6 practical tips for learning English speaking easily. Now let's get to the good stuff. 6 practical tips to help you speak English more easily and confidently. Tip 1. Listen more to speak more.
Listening is one of the best ways to improve your speaking. The more you listen, the more familiar you'll become with natural English sounds, phrases, and intonation.
You can listen to podcasts, English songs, or even TV shows. Try listening to the same thing multiple times. On the second or third time, you'll start to pick up more details.
And then, practice repeating what you hear. This is a technique called shadowing, where you mimic what the speaker says immediately after they say it.
Tip 2. Use simple sentences. Don't try to speak in complicated sentences right away. Start with simple phrases and build from there. For example, instead of saying, "I would prefer to go to the market," say, "I want to go to the market." Instead of saying, "I haven't eaten anything since yesterday," say, "I'm hungry."
Simple sentences are easier to remember and more natural for conversation. Tip 3. Practice speaking every day. This is the key. Practice every single day. Even if it's just for 5 minutes, speak out loud.
Talk to yourself about your day. Describe what you're doing. Or even narrate your actions. For example, "I'm making coffee. Now I'm adding sugar."
The more you speak, the more comfortable it will feel.
Tip 4. Find a speaking partner. Having a conversation partner is incredibly helpful. You can practice real conversations and get feedback.
You can find speaking partners online, through language exchange apps or groups. Or, if you have a friend who's also learning English, practice with them.
Tip 5. Think in English. One common mistake is constantly translating from your native language to English. Try to think in English instead.
Start small. For example, when you see a chair, think chair instead of the word in your native language.
Tip 6. Record yourself speaking. Recording yourself can be a game changer. When you listen to the recording, you can hear your pronunciation and notice areas for improvement.
And don't be too critical of yourself. Focus on celebrating what you're doing well.
Common mistakes to avoid when learning to speak. Let's quickly cover some common mistakes learners make when trying to improve their speaking. Focusing too much on grammar. Grammar is important, but when you're speaking, focus more on communication than perfection. Speaking too fast. Some learners try to speak quickly because they think it will make them sound fluent. But speaking slowly and clearly is better. Relying too much on textbooks. Real-life conversations are often different from textbook dialogues. Practice with real-world phrases.
Quick practice activity. Let's do a quick practice exercise to boost your speaking confidence.
I'll say a few simple questions. Repeat after me. What is your favorite color? Where are you from? Do you like coffee?
Now, try answering the questions out loud in full sentences. Take a moment to respond.
Great job. Little practices like this can make a big difference over time.
Motivational message.
Learning to speak English is a journey, and every little bit of progress is worth celebrating.
Don't let the fear of making mistakes stop you. Everyone makes mistakes, it's part of the process.
And remember, consistency is the key. Even if you only practice for 5 minutes a day, that daily habit will help you improve over time.
Thanks for tuning in to learn English easy and fast. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe and share it with friends who are also learning English.
We'll be back soon with more tips and tricks to help you speak English confidently. Until next time, keep practicing and stay positive.
Bye for now.